Hello and welcome to the 5-Minute Film Club, and today I'm looking at the James Bond film Diamonds Are Forever. And guess what? Sean Connery is back. Bond is out for revenge against Blofeld after he had Bond's wife Tracy killed at the end of the last film. Bond is globe-trotting and punching and half-strangling women with their bikinis to get information on Blofeld's whereabouts. Eventually he finds him and drowns his arch-rival in a bath of mud. With Blofeld out the way, M is thankful to have Bond back and assigns him to check out a diamond smuggling ring operating out of South Africa. Bond impersonates professional smuggler Peter Frank and heads to Amsterdam to meet with a contact called Tiffany Case. However, the real Franks turns up and Bond kills him and switches ID so people believe that Bond is in fact dead. Although why anybody in the world would think James Bond is actually dead? How many times has he died in these films so far? Let's just hope he doesn't have to become Japanese this time to actually get away with this ruse. Tiffany and Bond eventually end up in Las Vegas, where he meets up with Felix Leiter. There's some back and forth with some fake diamonds and real ones and a moon buggy chase, but honestly, I couldn't tell you what is actually happening here, so let's just watch that for a moment. Ah yes, that's it. So Bond thinks that person behind all of the diamond smuggling and hoarding is a reclusive hotelier, William White, based upon Howard Hughes, and goes to the White House to confront him. And while there, he discovers that behind the plot is actually Blofeld. Blofeld has created lookalikes of himself and is hoarding diamonds. Not to sell them, no, that would be too simple. What he wants to do is build a giant space laser that he plans on using to blow up a load of nuclear weapons, and then plans to sell off the laser to the highest country that bids on it, and whoever holds the laser will of course rule the world. Oh, this film is ridiculous. Even for a Bond film. Originally the role of James Bond for Diamonds Are Forever went to American actor John Gavin, who starred in Psycho. He'd been contracted to 6 or 7 films, but while they were kind of writing the film and getting the pre-production sorted, film distributor United Artists were really trying to get Sean Connery back. So they went and they offered him over $1 million, a huge amount of money in 1971 when this film was made, in order to get him back. He did actually give his salary to a charity, but Sean Connery came back, and I think they all thought that they wanted to tap into the success of Goldfinger. So they get Shirley Bassey back to sing the theme tune. We get Guy Hamilton back as director. Goldfinger is a huge title. It's the only one in my 501 must-see movies book, and everybody knows Goldfinger, even if they haven't seen it. They know the lines from it. They know Sean Connery as Bond. It is part of pop culture. So, they really wanted lightning to strike twice. I think it's great that we get Sean Connery back and Guy Hamilton, and also set designer Ken Adam. Although we don't get the lavish volcano sets from You Only Live Twice, I think all of the money that would have gone on to Ken Adams' production table actually just went into Sean Connery's pocket. But there is one crematorium scene. The set has got a big diamond stained glass window that is pure Ken Adam design aesthetic. Guy Hamilton also is not a director that is particularly concerned with realism in his films, especially the Bond entries. There are some great car chase moments in Las Vegas. That's probably the best bit of the film, is the car chase there, and I think the car chase elements in this film just got bigger and bigger in the Bond films as they went along. This kind of set the blueprint for chase sequences in the Bond films going forward. All those bits and pieces I really enjoy. I like the fun elements of this film. The problem is that it's just not very good. It's not very well acted. I think Sean Connery just is not engaged at all in this film. You can see him going through all the motions, and Jill St. John, who plays Tiffany Case, who's the Bond girl, she's not very good. She doesn't get a lot to do. She runs about in a bikini and has a cassette tape put down her bikini in the worst end. The end, okay. So Blofeld in this film is the worst Blofeld we've ever had. This arch villain of James Bond for all the previous films. We've seen what he's done to Bond on Her Majesty's Secret Service. And here we have an aging Bond and a laughable pantomime villain in Blofeld, this time played by Charles Gray. And the end. So it all ends up on an oil rig, and to have this great rivalry between these two men come down to the fact of Sean Connery just operating a crane with Blofeld in a little submarine banging about. It's like childish. It is so unsatisfying an ending for this film. It's a stupid plot that I can't understand why Blofeld doesn't actually just sell the diamonds rather than building this ridiculous laser to blow up nuclear weapons. This film really isn't worth anybody's time. I'm sorry, the car chases are fun, but even that they couldn't get completely right, as they filmed the stunt where the car goes through an alley up on two wheels with a French stunt crew, but they weren't happy with the shot that they got at the end because lots of people were watching, taking pictures, so they went back, but they did it with an American stunt crew and they ended up going through on the wrong set of wheels, so they had to just do an insert shot where, ludicrously, a car in that alley turns like this. This film does have two of the weirdest henchmen in Bond history, Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd, a kind of homosexual serial killer couple. They both have some extremely weird dialogue. I think what they were trying to go for was kind of that, maybe like Midnight Cowboy, potentially, but it comes off as just a bit rubbish. But anyway, what else can I say about Diamonds Are Forever? I don't like it very much. I think it's the worst Bond film I've reviewed so far, and I think if you haven't seen it, you're not missing anything. You really aren't missing anything here. I would just skip it and go straight to Roger Moore's first James Bond adventure, Live and Let Die. And so that's what I'll be doing next Friday. Please join me on Friday for my review of Live and Let Die, and thankfully I really enjoy that one. So see me then. Thank you very much for watching my review of Diamonds Are Forever. If in fact you do enjoy this film, please let me know which bits about this film you really like in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much, and goodbye.